Ooh, what's up guys, it's Mishi here, bringing you some new content straight from the Smash Lab. Today we're going to be talking about yet another way to conquer Smash. Last video we talked about the psychological aspect of Smash, so if you haven't seen that video yet, go check it out now before watching this one. Today we're going to be talking about the sensory aspect of Smash. There's a lot of flashing lights and colors and particle effects and sounds that can be overwhelming to newer players and experienced players alike. So hopefully today I can give you some tips and tricks that'll help you focus in on the information that's most important and separate it out from the stuff you don't really need to be worrying about. Anyways, please like and subscribe so you can see when more content comes out, and hit the bell icon so it notifies you so you don't miss a beat. Anyways, with that out of the way, onto the video. So what do I mean by sensory inputs? Well, what I mean is things inside or outside of the game that are literally being put into your brain. So it could be the particle effects on the screen, the different colors of the characters, the sounds of the moves, the sounds of them screaming while they make the moves, or it could be, a loud venue, or your friends just yelling at you saying, oh, you'll beat this guy, stuff like that. That can get pretty distracting. And so I hope I can give you guys some tips that'll help you with these different things. Now the first thing I can suggest is to simplify the game. Now I know people who have had trouble with this aspect of the game, the sensory overload, and what helped them the most I think is simplifying it down to just, in their mind, some colors and some sounds. So there's a lot going on. There's the music, different sound effects, but if you're able to isolate the exact sounds that matter, like that shing of a shield breaker or that yeah of a forward smash, that's really important. If you can isolate, Doria, then you're not going to get hit by Doria because it's coming. Things like that. Even if there's a ton of sounds going on at once, you can isolate the ones important. Same with colors. If you know that a certain particle effect is going to mean something, you see the blue of PK Thunder come out, you know that PK Thunder is coming out. And so you have that Gimp Nest quick, or you can, go for that edge guard, stuff like that. And so while there is a lot of stuff going on, Ultimate does a really good job of highlighting the key component. And I think that's why not a ton of people actually have trouble with all the stuff, even though there's a ton. But for the people who do, this is a really effective tactic. And on this topic, another suggestion I have is, maybe playing without the music when you practice alone. For example, if you're just trying to focus on a combo, you can turn the music down but not the sound effects down, so you're just experiencing those sound effects. You get used to exactly all the different characters, the sounds they make, but at the same time you can do that without the music blaring in the back. So yeah, you can change that in the settings. That's really useful. I do that when I practice, so I can memorize the sound effects that my characters make for certain moves. Not even the yells, because those aren't always constant, but just actual sound the move makes. For example, Lucina's first hit in air makes a kind of a sound, and so when I hear that sound, I know I need to follow up with forward smash to connect into the true combo. And the second piece of advice I have is getting into the zone. Now, everyone has a different zone, but a thing that helps a lot of people is headphones or music. Now, I know in my last video, I was talking about how this is an intimidation factor, this could be a nice bonus if you want it to be, but a lot of people use it just to get in the zone, you don't want to have to worry about all the music, all the sound effects. That stuff that I was talking about just before doesn't help you, but instead just overwhelms you more focusing on all that stuff. Just drown it all out with headphones or music. So there's something for everyone here. If you like the sound effects, focus on those or the music, but if you don't, then you can focus on your own music. Maybe, have some pretty awesome jams there. Get some Kirby's Adventures in Trapland going. I said that last time, but it's kind of the best. Also, venues and even friends' houses are loud, and it can take up to 23 minutes to recover from a distraction. That's a fact. It would be really useful if you had some way of mitigating any distractions, because if you get distracted during play, it can literally take up to 23 minutes for you to get that focus back. And 23 minutes is a lot of, that's an entire set. That's more than a set. That's the next couple sets. So you really got to make sure you're not getting distracted in the middle of a game, because if you're not in the zone anymore, man, it could cost you the whole set. You may not realize it, but your focus is gone at that point. You all see pro players wearing headphones when they're up there, and that's why, that crowd, you cannot play focused with a crowd like that unless you're just extremely talented and focused. And the last thing that I suggest is to improve your focus while you play. Now this is a bit of a longer point, but I think it's important for the first two. Now whether you want to simplify the game by just paying attention to certain elements of the game, or drown out some elements of the game altogether, like those, the sound effects, music, if you want to drown those out to your own beat, that's fine, but either way you have to improve your focus while you play, because you're not going to be able to get rid of all distractions. Now, if you improve your focus, that helps you focus on just the game, or just aspects of the game, helps you get rid of all the other stuff and decrease the sensory overload overall. So things that can help you focus while you play. Having a dedicated practice when your mind is sharp. Now, the quality of play is more important than the quantity of matches that you play. If you can play just for an hour and make those really good practice matches, like make those that a really good hour, it's so much better than playing 5 hours just on autopilot, brain dead. Because once you're playing on autopilot, you're letting everything distract you. You're letting your friends sneeze distract you, stuff like that. Like you're hungry, and that's another thing. You gotta eat well, get exercise, drink water, sleep, and limit stress. And I know you probably hear that from literally everyone in your life, but like you gotta do those things. Those will improve your focus and decrease the overload that the sensory details of Smash have on you. So if you limit the stress factors in your life, I know if you're at school that's kind of tough. You know, I'm an engineer, an electrical engineer, so like that's pretty tough for me. But gotta limit the stress. Sleep enough is huge. Getting exercise is big, and I know like there's this big rep that, you know, gamers don't get a lot of exercise, and you know, if you're pouring your time into Smash, you might not have as much time, especially like I said, if you're in school. But getting exercise literally grows your brain. Like exercising literally increases the size of your brain. There are studies that show that, and I think that's incredible. And again, eating well is also really important and can help you exercise better as well as just focus better in general. So there are some foods that help focus. You can look these up, but some I found are berries, bananas, eggs, salmon, eggplant, spinach, whole grain, walnut, caffeine, chocolate. The list goes on. You know, I'm sure you can find a bunch of these things like broccoli, sunflower seeds, you know, superfoods. Those really help you focus. So again, you can decrease that sensory overload by becoming proficient in those first two things I talked about. You know, simplifying the game and getting into the zone. But to do those things, you'll have to improve your focus, which will also decrease the overload overall because you're focusing in on the important aspects, whether that be your own music that you're going to or just the parts of the game that you want to focus on and you think are important, whether it's your combo or what your opponent's doing. Also, don't do other things while you practice and take breaks between. So you can take breaks between, go walk around, clear your head, but don't be doing other things. Don't be like trying to do homework in between like your matches or sets, because that's changing the way your brain thinks. It's completely changing what mindset you're using. You know, don't try to be texting your friend. I text between matches and stuff like that, go on Instagram, like if it's not my turn to play. But if I'm not focusing on the game, I kind of lose focus, like my mind switches off Smash in my brain, and that's not good because now I'm sitting here in a different mindset, and when I come back to the game, you know, all that warm-up was for nothing. So make that dedicated practice time. Do it when you're healthy, do it when you're ready to practice and do some dedicated Smash, you know, put some hours into it, and it'll work out. So that'll improve your focus, help you get into the zone, and that will help you simplify the game, which then, you know, this overall theme of simplifying things will decrease that sensory overload and let you focus on what's really important, which is, you know, all the things like matchups, moves, which we're going to cover in other videos. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave it a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe, because like I just talked about, there are other aspects of Smash that you have to focus on, and learning to conquer those ones is essential. So I'm going to be doing videos for those. I've already done one on the psychology, like I said before, so if you haven't checked that out, go check that out, and there will be more coming. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you see them, so you can really conquer every single aspect of Smash. Alright, thank you so much. This has been The Way by Mishi. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. And until then, keep parrying your opponents.